everyone. Thank you so much for checking out my channel today. On the eve of Mother's Day, I thought it to be right to do a little session talking about, stress, motherhood, and how can we best going forward be more mindful about our own mental health. And today I'm so honored to have one of my own colleagues in the realms of mental health and mental wellness here with me, none other than Bridget. And like I always say, if you're able to whip it in your mind, you can whip it everywhere else. This is going to be a very open discussion about motherhood, our struggles, and what can we do to do it better, to do it more courageously, and to do it more in an enlightened way. So if today is your first time checking this channel out, thank you so much. If you're a recurrent listener of mine, I will so appreciate you, and thank you so much for continuing to support this. And let's bring mental health forward to our everyday discussions and to our dinner tables, and make it like, very easy topic to go to, not like a taboo anymore. So thank you so much. And if you're a mother out there, just my heart is going out saying happy Mother's Day. Just take a minute to really reflect on yourself and self-care. Take care of yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, or you're not able to take care of yourself, everything else around us or around you might start to fall apart. So delving right into it, is that I feel like society, not that I feel like, I shouldn't say I feel like, but it's just research has shown that society calls we as women, we especially also as mothers, to carry so much of the weight of the raising, of the being, of the sacrificing, of maybe kind of leaving things that pertain to ourselves, to the back burner for a little bit, so in order to keep the family afloat. So today, if you are here, we're just gonna discuss, the first question that I'm gonna throw out there is, what is happening really? Why are mothers, there's such an epidemic of single motherhood, but I don't want to go on and on, but the last time I made a recording or a video where I talked about, even in the families or households where the two parents are there, the women a lot of times find themselves running the show as though they're single, they're by themselves in all the heavy lifting. So why is this happening, Bridget? Thank you so much anyway for accepting that short notice invitation, and maybe God is cooking something wonderful going forward with this partnership, and I so appreciate your time. That, with what I know, can you please tell us today, what have you found? What are you hearing? Help us understand. Why are we getting so burned out? What is happening? Why are we suffering emotionally so much?
Well, thank you so much for having me. And again, happy Mother's Day to everyone.
Yeah.
Mothers or single mothers or women burning out, it's rather unfortunate, but at the same time, these things are happening due to so many areas, including, culture. And as an individual from back home, our native, country, and our culture, as precious and wonderful as it is, there are other, areas that are a little limited. So, or limits us to basically reach to our potential or also limit us in areas that allows us to actually verbalize our feelings, and also say either no or say, you know what, I don't think this is okay. Maybe we can do it like this and all that. So it's I think it's mainly culture
Mhm.
because for example, whether a married woman or a single mother, mothers or women in general, um, no matter what relationship that you're in, good or whatnot, however you know, one is, good or bad, um, many things fall on the woman,
Yeah.
many things. It looks like we are naturally made, I'm sorry, we are
Yeah.
naturally made that way. We are naturally made to be, mothers,
Others caring.
to caring.
Right.
We have the nurturing nature.
Right.
And at the same time, we do get tired sometimes, but because
Mhm.
we are, a nurturing nature, and some of our cultures, it's like, oh, it's okay because we are mothers, so it's okay, you should do it anyway. Yes,
Yeah.
we are mothers, but we should, we're gonna do it anyway. But at the same time, I think it's okay to say that, you know what, I am tired. Seriously, it is okay to say that.
Right.
Because if we don't, we have children looking at us. They're
Mm-hmm.
sitting back wondering, I think mommy is tired. Or they, sometimes they will even come to you and say, Mommy, I think you should take a break.
Right. Are you
Because
okay?
are you okay? I mean, you are tired. And it's okay to say that, you know what? I am tired. I think I'm gonna just relax and then pause. Now, by you doing that as a mother or a married woman or a single mother, you are teaching your children that, sometimes it feels like that.
Right.
Yeah, it is okay. Sometimes to, especially if you're a mother or a single mother and you are in school or you have to go to work, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the things that we cannot, even when we tire, we have to do it.
I have to do it. Right.
Yeah, so we have to be, I think, open enough with ourselves and, you know, um, tell ourselves that, you know what, this is it. If it's red, we should say it's red. If it's green, we should say that. We shouldn't sit back and say, you know what I mean? I think it's green or blue or something. Meaning, you want to say that you're tired. This year is not
Right.
good, but
Right.
because of our culture
A
or of
belief
our
system. Right.
society, we're doing it. We keep on and on and on, even if it's not right. We keep on and on. So that alone, is killing us.
Oh,
So when you do it so much, it gets to a point you explode, or you
you
get to a point you break.
you break.
And when kids are involved, or when it's not only kids, because again, survival of the fittest, you have to be strong enough. But if you are not strong, then it's like you are raising weak kids because
You
they are not able to, talk for themselves
no.
and
They
stand for
didn't ask to
themselves,
be here to be
you
in the
know?
midst of whatever
Yeah.
might
So,
might be happening to cause you to be so burnt out or tired, overwhelmed all the
yes,
time.
all of the time. So I
Oh,
think it's okay for us to be honest with ourselves. um, it is okay. And as long as you know that it is okay to say yes, it is okay to say no, no matter what anybody say. I mean, you respect people's opinion, but you should be truly honest with yourself. And I think that alone will give us some kind of peace of mind, you
right.
know, that you
Yeah.
know that, you know what, I'm doing this for me. And
Yeah.
then when you have survived as you, as an individual, then you have your little ones who are also observing, because these are behaviors that learn behaviors that they are seeing. So
Yeah.
then they also feel this confident going up. And then when they get to a point, it's like, you know what? No, I don't think this is all right. I'm not taking this.
They will remember that
You
because
remember?
especially the first year to at least the fourth year of a child life,
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much the, for lack of good words, like the formative years. They're soaking it all. They're very innocent, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
but they see their psyche is forming at that tender, age till like 4 or 5.
Mhm.
So really, being intentional, in
Yeah.
so intentional, we as mothers,
Yeah.
to be aware of that. And not, I had read a story, like, as I was researching and getting ready for this podcast. And this mother had come from work that week, and she was so tired, overwhelmed. Work was super stressful that whole week.
Yeah.
But of course, one, she didn't have a good support system. Two, maybe she didn't have an outlet, right,
Yeah.
to kind of diffuse at the end of the week or through the week as she's feeling herself. So being that self-aware to say, I acknowledge right now that I'm overwhelmed, that I'm stressed, that I'm tired. But anyway, she came home the end of the week because
Mhm.
the thing has been piling on, piling on. So she was sitting there on the couch, like taking a minute, or maybe numbing, like just in her own world. And we all do that. Either she was on the phone. I imagined through the story didn't say that, but I'm just imagining this time. Either she was on her phone, maybe checking Instagram just to tune out the world, the real world, or she was watching TV or doing something of that sort. And the daughter was dancing. The daughter was about maybe 4, was dancing in front of her, dancing, having fun, just innocent, giggling, laughing, doing stuff. And then as she's sitting, to her, because she was already overwhelmed, the
Yeah.
sound started getting more louder and louder. And maybe the kid was getting louder. Kids do that because, kids say, oh my God, Alex or whatever. Hey,
Yeah.
Lacey, you sound really good. Oh, I love what you're doing. You look amazing. Or like compliment. So she's revving it up so she can catch mommy's attention. But guess
Mhm.
what? Mommy's already done. She's tired.
Exhausted.
She's drained. She has
Exhausted.
nothing else to offer to that kid. But guess
Yes.
what? So in that moment, mom, oh my God, maybe in her head, I know myself, I've been there. She's like, oh my God, this kid is driving me crazy. Oh my God, what is she doing? She's getting loud. She's too loud, too loud, too loud, too loud.
Yeah.
She shouted, she's like, stop. You sound ugly. You need to stop that
Yeah.
singing and go sit
Yeah.
somewhere. Do you know what happened to that kid? But the story went on. It was a story that described that child life. As she grew, she refused to speak up in class. When people asked her to sing again, she never sang.
Yeah.
She grew with a sense of questioning her abilities, even in
Yeah.
just her voice, not singing. And as she grew, like when she started working, even her ability to assert herself at work was very hard for her. She had to work through it. She was okay
Yeah.
eventually, but she suffered silently. But it was
Yeah.
stemming from that one incident of
Mhm.
mom saying that, because mom, I don't want to say the mom failed. Mom just wasn't aware enough to know that just that saying could have this cascading
Impact.
effect on the
Yeah.
child. So that's where it's so important, and for some of us, we are working on it to continue to be enlightened enough to be careful what
Yeah.
we are dishing out to the children in the midst of what are overwhelmed. So that, on that note, that draws me to the next question on, yeah, this whole burnout is happening. We need to work on it as women, but where are the men? Whether it's we are in a relationship, we are married, or your partners, and this is this world that we are. It could be, heterosexual, whatever type of relationship, but there are kids involved. Predominantly, where are the men in the midst of all? Where are their accountability? Why is he always resorting to the women? I go to the pediatrician's office, and 90% of the grown-ups there with the children are women. Why is this happening? When I go to staff meetings at school, when I go to conferences, when I go to my kids' games, when I go to my kids' activity, after school activities, I see a lot of women. They look drained, they look tired. They've worked all days, 9 to 5, 9 to 5:30. But they come here, you see them still dressed up. They picked up the kid, And I brought them to after. Where are they? Please.
Well, again, it stems back to it stems back to the kind of nature women are, and also how we view things,
Right.
um how we view things, and we, even when we're tired, we keep going and going and going and going. If we want to change that, it starts with us.
Oh
Okay,
wow, I love that.
it start with us, the woman, if we want to change
That
that.
that is a tweetable. Oprah would say that's a tweetable moment.
Wow. Well,
If we
thank you.
want to change that, it starts with us.
Yes,
But do you feel
yes.
like we women have failed from the get-go? I don't want to use the word, maybe not realize it from the get-go, maybe from the dating time, from the beginning of the relationship, from the marital pivoting time to make it known ahead. Do you think that's something that
well,
maybe we need to look at from
well,
the
first of
beginning?
all, sorry to cut you, but first of all, you, the woman, will have to know um what you are capable of, or what you want, and what you want and what you need, and what is expected of you, and what you want from the other person. So
Right,
if we are able to define who we are and what we expect of ourselves and what we expect from our partners, that will begin right from day one, when you start dating. But again, we have society, we have culture, we have, you know, all that has made us who we are. And
right,
now we are finding out more that, you know what, why do women go through what we're going through?
right,
So it's never too late. And I don't think that it's failed, because again, we have to look back and then see what has happened in the past, and shape what we can do for today, and then even do more for future. So if we don't like all this, that we are exhausted and we are, going to meeting, we're doing this, and here the men are over there. And because of all that stress we go through, we bring all these overwhelming and burden to the relationship, or is in the relationship, and then there's no happiness
mhm,
because you're already tired.
right,
So now we can, sit back, take in deep breath, and then say, you know what? I don't think this is what it's supposed to be.
mhm,
Now, if we are able to sit back and say, you know what, we got to change this.
mhm,
Women have changed so much.
mhm,
Basically, there isn't anything that we cannot do. But at the
mhm,
same time, if something is not right, we have to change it ourselves. So
right,
now we're saying that it's not okay. It's not okay that we have to be so exhausted and still be doing that. That
right,
whoever we are in a relationship with, we have to be open and say, you know what? When I'm weak, I'm hoping that you'll be strong for me. When
right.
you are weak, I want to be able to be
Strong
strong.
for
Or
right.
when we are all strong, we're able to help each other
Together,
build
right.
the family even stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when we are both, weak or tired, we help each other and then we build ourselves up. So it starts from what we want and what we want to change.
Right.
So now we have the more confident in ourselves. So the more important, the more reason, or importantly, to train a child, a girl child. Yeah, train the boy child too.
Right.
Train the boy child too, but train them so that they know when to empathize. So that they will know when to come in.
Right.
So they don't need prompts or whatnot. No,
No.
train them right away so they know that,
Right.
hey, no, we no, you don't have to do this
Right.
all by yourself. Yeah, I'm here. What am I
Right.
here for?
I hear
So
you.
it starts
Right.
from beginning. It starts from beginning for us to demand what we want from, from beginning of dating and all that. And then
Wow.
when we find ourselves in a relationship, trying to find who we are and knowing that, oh, this is not right, this is okay. then let's find a way to, it's not going to be easy because it's been there for ages. It's not going to
Culturally.
be easy for the
Yeah,
man to
right.
accept or
Yes.
even to think. There are individuals who will, that, you know what, I think, baby, what you're saying is okay.
Right,
Sweetheart, I think that is good. Yes. We'll try and work it out. Oh, I thought you were okay. That's why I didn't even do that. So
right,
as we educate ourselves, even when you're already in a relationship, when you are married and you're struggling with all this, it's never too late to train your partner,
right.
to help you out.
I like that.
That
Never
you
late
have,
to train your partner
yeah, train your
to
partner
do better, to do
to do
right.
better. That's what it is for, because you two have come together to form a union. And it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that one is supposed to be a superwoman
Mm-hmm.
or something and then suffer and then be exhausted. How could you even enjoy relationship if you are that
Right.
in that misery? You can't.
You
So
can.
in order for, both the guy, both the woman and the man, or, man or woman, however relationship
I
you
was
find
really
yourself,
right.
it's important for us to, be open. Let's be honest with ourselves.
For
And when
sure.
something is not okay, we should verbalize that and demand what we want, and not to settle for the less, because who knows? Maybe the partner that you are with doesn't even know it, because we are all trained and raised differently. So they don't
For
see. They
they
see
don't
you
see,
going,
right?
going and going and going and going and going. So they think that you are right. So we have to verbalize it. Sometimes too, they are aware that you are suffering, but they don't know how, or they don't see, because they have seen their parent going through that. So
Mm,
again, it becomes a culture, it becomes a behavior thing. So if
you're
you want
right.
something to change, definitely it will start from us.
It will start from us.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
failure, you can't blame anybody else if you are in a state of fear and constantly delaying what needs to be done because you don't have the strength. Because what happens if you're in a place where you're constantly marginalized, if you
hmm,
don't take care and seek help or speak up
hmm,
either to that person or to the support system around you, or whatever other places of wisdom you can seek to get help,
uh-huh,
you might not eventually find that you don't even have the strength to even make your needs be known. You become very passive and
yeah,
very, and then this is what sets the tone over time. And when I talk about, one of the things that I had on there was generational. It can be a generational thing where it passed on, because you
yeah,
become passive, you become accepting. And people will say things like that all the time, like, oh, this
yeah,
is how it's always been. This is how marriage is not easy, marriage is hard. But really truly, if marriage or partnership or relationship is supposed to be based on loving, caring, and really true partnership, it shouldn't be hard, it shouldn't be painful, it shouldn't cause pain
no,
and tears all the time. So this is where it's really important to, as women, to try to speak up, putting the shame out of it and
yeah,
hiding and putting up a face and pretending that everything is all right, because there's a lot of households where these things are being perpetuated a lot of time, because the men sometimes, like you said, might not know any better, because growing up they've seen maybe their father do it the same way, if not worse, or their uncle do it the same way, or their grandfather doing the same way. And whatever they are bringing to the table, even if it means like, okay, I take care of X, Y, and Z, you somehow don't have any credibility to say you need more from them, because when I look at Uncle Joe, who was doing it from his eyes, doing it worse, and look at me doing this, you should be almost like be grateful. How
yeah,
dare you want more than this? So this
I
is where,
know.
like you said, it's important for us to look at that and say, hey, how is this serving, at the end of the day, the children? How is it serving them? And make the best decision, and have courage enough to make that decision to make some changes. It can be painful for that time, but it gets better.
Yes, it does, definitely. it does get better. It does get better.
Right.
So again, it depends on us, and we don't want it to be a cycle.
Yeah.
So we have to, break the cycle, and then sometimes it may not come out right. But if
Right.
we recognize it early, and then,
For
talk
sure.
about
Yeah.
it with our partners, and, it helps, it changes
Yeah.
things,
For
because
sure.
you are in for the best of it.
Yeah.
And it gets complicated when the other doesn't. But
That's
normally,
the
if it
thing.
start, if it start, and then the other one is able to understand you, it's not going to be one day, and we
Right.
have to
Oh, no.
approach it differently.
This
But the
is a
most important
process.
thing is not overwhelm ourselves. You will go to work, you do all this, and then you have to come and then sit back and then cook, and then he'll be sitting there doing what? Only God knows. But anyway,
No.
no, that
No.
doesn't happen. So you
No.
take care of you first. Make sure you are comfortable, and then you find a nice atmosphere to talk about it. That is better. But if you're gonna sit and then be frustrated and then be talking about it whilst you're extremely tired, that's not gonna work.
It's not
So
gonna
stop
work.
right in there and take care of you first.
Stop.
Okay?
Take care of
Take care
you
of you
first.
first. When you
That's
take
the
care of you,
word.
yes, and then you can continue. And then, it's like, you know what, I am tired, I'm not doing this today. You know what, how about we order this, or how about we do this, how about we
Right.
do that, and then so we can all rest.
Rob,
You
rest.
do that, but
Long
don't go
rest.
on and on and on and on, because, oh, I have, no, 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 because you need your strength.
That's the way to prevent
Yes, you need to
burnout.
do that.
You
Yeah.
have to put yourself first. Put your
You put
mask
your
on first before you try to put the mask on the other people around you.
Yes, yes. And so our children will see it and be learning from it.
Right,
And
for sure.
because they need that confidence in order for them to survive. You
Yeah,
don't have to go through that. If you have made it, the hope is that your children will, they won't go through that struggle. It should be lesser,
better,
it should be
right,
better and
for
happier.
sure. Right.
Not the same cycle. No, especially when it's not.
You
You
break
want
that
a
cycle.
cycle when it's happy, but if it's not happy, no, you break it right away. You
Right,
don't
you
waste
break
time
it
on
right
it.
away. Right, nib it in the bud. So on that
Yes.
note, this was just a short episode to bring to your attention how, as mothers, yes, we can whine and fast all we want, but we need to put ourselves first, as Bridget had mentioned. So, like I said, thank you so much. Have a great Mother's Day if you're a mother tuning in today. Like I said, if you whip it in your mind, you can whip it everywhere else in your life, in your kids' life, in your home. Drop me a comment, send me a message, send me a question on this, and let's keep the discussions going. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you at the next video. Bridget, I thank you. I really appreciate you and your time. Have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day, and we'll definitely be in touch. We'll have to do this again.
Yes, we should. We should. Thank you so much for having
Thank
me.
you.
I'm very grateful, and happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
Too. Bye-bye.
Yeah. All right. Bye now.
Preview.